What's wrong? Why can't I fall asleep? Know this about sleeping difficulties. Today I'm addressing the topic of not being able to fall asleep. I've been a clinical psychologist for 8 years and this is what I know. In this video, I want to show you what a clinical psychologist would say about problems falling asleep. In a typical psychologist fashion, I want to try and show you in the form of an example instead of just telling you. First off, you should know that having difficulty sleeping is not uncommon. In fact, many people struggle with their sleep. Sleep difficulties can consist of different problems, hereunder not being able to fall asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, or waking up super early. Today I'll address the problem of not being able to fall asleep, and I'll make sure to talk about the other issues in upcoming videos. The problem of not being able to fall asleep is maybe the most common or most frequent issue I see in my clinic. Whether something is a problem or not is usually connected with whether it causes distress or not for people. When I see a client, they'll address the matters that they're finding to be a problem, and I'll help them solve it. If they don't feel distressed by it, or if they don't feel distressed by not being able to fall asleep, they won't raise it as a problem. Hope that makes sense. So, for many, not being able to fall asleep when they want to can be a cause for great distress. This typically has to do with fear. Fear that they won't be able to ever fall asleep, fear of being uncomfortable or inefficient in the future, and fear that there's something wrong with them for not being able to fall asleep. What I usually hear described amongst my clients is that they're worried and frustrated that they cannot fall asleep and that they feel that they have tried everything to combat the issue. They're stressing about that they aren't getting as much sleep as they want or need to in order to not be tired the next day or so that they don't have to sleep in the morning. Usually, they're looking for answers to multiple questions. They want to know why they cannot fall asleep, if there's something wrong with them, and what it is. They seek help with the frustration and worry they feel about it, and they hope that I can help them with falling asleep easier. Before solving a problem, I always look into what the problem looks like. I do this together with the client so they can be part of the analysis and understand what goes into what's hindering their sleep. So, I was thinking that we could do that together today. Let's take a look at what goes on in a typical example of not being able to fall asleep. For most, it goes somewhat like this. It's night time, you're tired, you look at the clock and see it's time to go to bed. As you lay down on your pillow, under your comforter, you have a couple of minutes in rest and hopefulness of soon to be asleep, and then it starts. The first thought comes. What if I can't fall asleep? You begin to think about this thought. What if I can't sleep? What will then happen? You start to feel a little bit worried. You then scan your body just to check if your body is tired. But mostly you find that you feel uneasy and uncomfortable. You continue to think about the negative consequences of you not being able to fall asleep. You think about that you might not be able to function the next day, or that the night would be really bad. You continue laying there thinking about falling asleep, and you begin to also worry that there might be something wrong with you. You worry that you're right now not able to perform one of the most basic human functions, that you might be broken somehow. You'll go on thinking about that other people are able to sleep and that you're likely the only one with this problem. Instead of just feeling uneasy and uncomfortable, you've now started to feel quite stressed out in your body. You might do another body scan just to confirm that you're definitely not calm and nowhere near about to fall asleep. You feel frustrated, and you continue to worry if you'll be able to do what you need to do tomorrow, or if everything will just go downhill from now on. For some, this inner concern spiral can also be coupled with self-criticism or criticism directed at themselves. This can be thoughts like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I go to bed earlier? I shouldn't have had that coffee hours ago. I should be less stressed. I should be more healthy. This is my fault. Some will start to feel frustrated towards their surroundings, having thoughts about how terrible your neighbours are for making noises in the night, how inconsiderable the car drivers outside are for making noise right now, how uncomfortable your bedroom is. This can loop into you thinking about whether or not you've chosen the wrong place to live overall. And if so, if you should live someplace else. You might now find yourself in the middle of a thought spiral about regretting where you live. You start planning and worrying about having to move someplace else and how that can happen and the financial aspects of that. You now feel on edge. The blood is rushing through your body and you're not comfortable at all. You might also be frustrated about the lights you can see in the bedroom, or the comfort of your bed, or the temperature of your comforter. You now feel fully awake with both feelings of worry, stress, anger, frustration, regret, and hopelessness. Something like this could be a client's example of what's going on when they seem to not be able to fall asleep in the night. When having run through their description of what goes on, I'll then go back and readdress the client's initial questions. They wanted to know why they cannot sleep. This is where I'll ask my client if they see, in what they just told me, what might be keeping a person with this nightly pattern awake. Could it be worrying, the overthinking, the body checking, the added awareness to our surroundings? What might be creating all of this build-up emotion and stress? Is it reasonable to think that worrying can keep us awake? Could this be the problem? Could you be engaging in something that's keeping you from falling asleep? Might this be why you're having trouble falling asleep? I'll ask them if this could be a reasonable answer to the first question of why they can't fall asleep. And after their likely confirmation, or talk about the matter, whether the fact that they are worrying or stressing might be the thing that keeps them awake. I'll then move on to their second question. They wanted to know if not being able to fall asleep means that there's something wrong with them. Instead of just giving the answer, I'll try to let them analyze it for themselves. I'll ask, is it likely that you can expect your body to fall asleep when your body is feeling like you just described? Our body's designed to be able to fall asleep when they're experiencing stress or fear or frustration. Or is it normal that the body stays awake when all of this is going on? Those questions usually make the client see that they're not weird or broken, but that their body is just staying awake due to all the commotion they're causing by spiraling in their heads. What do you think? Did we answer the question of why the client couldn't fall asleep, and their question of whether there was something wrong with them? I hope so. I think this was all we had time for. What was your takeaway from today's video? As always, feel free to take away the information you can use and leave the rest. Hopefully you found that today's topic made sense and I didn't waste your time. Please subscribe and like this video so my channel can grow. Take care and see you for the next one.